If you're visiting some of the ancient archaeological sites across Turkey, you must put Aphrodisias on your list. It was an ancient city of artists and well worth the visit. I'm going to take you on a quick little tour of what you can expect when visiting this site. Now, Aphrodisias is an unusual ancient site in that it wasn't near any major trade routes or anything like that. It was actually quite remote, located near some marble quarries in the mountains. And it's from these quarries that the artists of Aphrodisias were able to draw their materials to create some of the finest artworks and sculptures in the world. The city itself dates back to about the 5th century BC, but was rebuilt under Roman rule in the 1st century BC, and it became a flourishing and wealthy hub of artists. In about the 3rd century AD, however, it began to decline in popularity due to Christianity being the main religion and its link to paganism. And then around the 7th century, 8th century AD, it was completely demolished by earthquakes in the area. It remained kind of hidden and ruined until in 1958, a photographer by the name of Aragula stumbled across this site somewhat by accident. He was lost in and found himself staying in the village and looked around, and there's this village settled amongst ancient ruins. He began to take photos of this village and the villagers, and they caught the attention of an archaeologist by the name of Dr. Kenan Erim, who began to excavate the site in 1961. Became clear very quickly that this was actually a really important site. They found beautiful statues and friezes, bathhouses, temples, council buildings, and so much more. Now, something that makes Aphrodisian sculptures quite unique is the presence of pupils, as you can see in these two pictures. You can identify these sculptures by the pupils in their eyes. When you first enter the city to have a walk around, there's a mask wall and you can see those pupils right there. Now, this is a collection of frieze blocks uncovered mostly from around the South Agora. As you continue through the site, you come across the Sebastian. The Sebastian is an incredibly impressive temple that was dedicated to the goddess Aphrodite, of course, and also to the imperial Roman cult. Many of the reliefs that were discovered in this ruin when it was being restored are actually in the museum there. As you can see from the inset photo, that would have been quite an impressive site in its day. As you move through, you come next to the theatre. The theatre was built during the Hellenistic period and has an amazing view out over the valley. But when you turn to the back, it actually overlooks the South Agora, the marketplace. Now, this marketplace is impressive. And all the more so because it had a huge water basin running right down through the middle of it. Among the items during this recovery was price lists of different things that were being sold at the time. An amazing discovery. And again, in the bottom corner, you can see there is an idea of what that would have looked like in its heyday. The Hadrianic Baths is where you will next find yourself as you travel through this site, and these are beautiful ruins. They span across 2 city grids, and they are the biggest bathhouses in Aphrodisias. Now, you can see there's a bit of a floor plan as to what it looks like, a standard Roman bathhouse, but also it doubled as a bit of a museum. There was many amazing sculptures and statues found inside of that bathhouse. As you walk through the path, you'll come across the council chambers. This is a really impressive site, and especially with its connection to Jewish history, which is really interesting. There is a piece of marble on the steps that shows where the Jewish leaders would have been sitting, and it's reserved seating for them so that they can be involved in the decision-making of the city. When you keep walking through, you do have to go off track a little bit to find the stadium, but the stadium is a 30,000 person extravaganza. They would have had sports here, gladiator battles, and it is a really beautiful site, not fully restored yet, but it looks incredible still. One of the last spots that you come to towards the end of going around this city is the Tetrapylon. You cannot miss this structure, and it is intricate and it is ornate and really, really beautiful. And actually the grave of Kenan Erim is right near the Tetrapylon site. On the right of this picture, you can see that there is a large pylon, it's a 2.8 meter tall pillar that has a list of the names of the Jewish community. This would have been created around the 4th century AD, and it shows that there was a very strong Jewish community present in this ancient city, which is really important to see, covering across many trades and across multiple areas of the community. All in all, Aphrodisias is a really unique and beautiful city. There's plenty to see and enjoy at this site, and I highly recommend on your trip to Turkey that you visit it. Thank you.